Hi, so finished for work for Christmas for a couple of weeks. Started off with a nice steak dinner. On the way home, loaded myself up with plenty of bottles of wine and cider and a load of stuff on my cheese board, like a bit of cheese and biscuits and pate at Christmas. Didn't manage to get everything I wanted. Missed a few nationalities out. Got the old Danish blue. I love a bit of Danish blue. And the usual, the English cheeses that you'd get. A couple of French ones. Didn't manage to get any Edam yet, so sorry Dutchies yet, but they'd run out. I'll get some of that as well. What I do like is Canadian cheddar as well. Didn't see any of that, so I'll have to go to a couple of other places to make sure I get all the stuff I usually get. But I'm just thinking to myself, in terms of Christmas, there'll be a lot of you, of course, still progressing, and of course the Christmas holidays causes a bit of a mess on that front. Not progressing at the moment. Now, then I thought about it. I actually can't remember a time. I'm not saying it hasn't happened, but I can't remember a time at Christmas when I wasn't progressing. I mean, last Christmas we were progressing through Highmore, and Christmas made a right mess of that. The year before, Garrosh, I suppose, and it made a right mess of that. The year before it was something else. Can't remember. But I was thinking back and I'm thinking, I can't remember the last time that I had Christmas thinking, well, there's no progress to do. So anyway, but yeah, a lot of people will be doing. And if it's a boss in particular, if it's one of the awkward bosses, it can be quite difficult, like Gorefiend or Manaroth or Archimond, because they can take a little bit of time anyway, even with the item level boost, of course. Because that's a double-edged sword with those three fights, especially because timings. Sometimes a bit too much damage means you have to change your tactics anyway, and then you're practicing those tactics. So I'm going to keep an eye on, or a little eye, on how many guilds actually manage to tidy it off before Christmas, and feel sorry for those who don't, because not only are you going to have roster troubles over those 2 weeks, unless, of course, you're all people who go, Christmas, bah, humbug. No, I'm not doing that. But I don't think there's many guilds that would do that. So hopefully you can polish it off if you're still working on him, or at least the boss you are currently on, to have a nice tidy Christmas. But, you know, we'll see. The Winter's Veil stuff's out now. I actually like that. I'm not really one for doing the seasonal event stuff. They're really good. They're a really good idea. But most of them I'm not that bothered about. But the Winter's Veil one I quite like. I do their dailies there. But it is quite funny, especially on a PvP server. I mean, I don't think I've made my views on PvP, World PvP, in this game anyway. You know, quiet. Other MMOs, as I say, World PvP has done well. I don't think it is in this game. But yeah, I know I'm on a PvP server and deserve everything I get. But, you know, that's just because PvE guilds somehow are on PvP servers. But yeah, it's like Christmas activities that are designed so that peace on Earth is the last thing you wish to mankind. So you're going along to do the Grinch and rescue Metzen, and find yourself in the middle of a PvP battle. And the irony is, whenever I seem to go there on a week out, there's always the opposite faction there, and you're thinking, oh God. And you're standing in the air and you're trying to think, oh, I'll sneak in. Because most people, it's not like a real PvP scrap. Most people just want to get the quest done. You've just got a few people involved. And you're just thinking, well, I'll try and sneak in and get it quickly. Get Metzen first, because you can do that still on your flying mount. It's only getting the present that dismounts you. But every time I go along on a strong character that's like, right, come on, bring it on then. It's like, oh, it's just my own faction here. Okay. So nice little irony there. And then there's the dailies in from Horde's point of view in Frostfire Ridge. I think it might be Frostfire Ridge on both, actually. I haven't done these ones, the ones in Draenor, on my Alliance characters, so I'm not sure. By the way, apologies to this Alliance Paladin. I did not mean to do this. I'd forgotten that the ring was about to explode. That was my fault. I don't do that sort of thing. But yeah, in terms of Legion, I'm not going to bring out a Legion video this week. I mean, Blizzard can't be bothered, why should I? The thing is, there was a new alpha build this week, but it brought with it like tweaks to the classes and specs that had already been brought out, which means the only new stuff that's going to come out is like from Theory Crafters, which, you know, it's really important stuff, but it's nothing that'll bear any relation to what's going to come out in live. They haven't brought out the remaining classes and specs that were absent from the previous build. And they're going to shut down the alpha next week anyway for Christmas. So it certainly doesn't look like beta's just around the corner, because if in alpha they still haven't brought out all the classes and specs, doesn't really suggest beta's anywhere close. So in terms of when Legion will come out, I mean, the working month, I think, I mean, they never announce this thing till 2 months before anyway. It's always pure speculation. But the working assumption was round about June. It ties in with the Warcraft movie. Some mention was made of June in like press releases, you know, like shareholder stuff, communication. But of course, what they've said is no later than like, is it mid-September, something like that. So it could be any time in summer. I don't think June is looking too likely at the moment. Of course, you can never tell. I mean, just, you know, the current alpha build is not necessarily where the game is at the moment. They, you know, that could have been stuff they were working on a long time ago. But as I say, because there aren't all the classes in yet, you've got to think in terms of the timescale of normal betas and alphas. It's not looking close. It's not looking close at all. Something else to look out for at the moment, not really Christmas themed, but Star Wars themed. Of course, The Force Awakens is out now. I'm seeing it on Sunday myself, trying to go in the morning when it might be a little bit quieter. Fewer people whooping and hollering. But around the main, well, around Orgrimmar and Stormwind at any rate, you can actually see guards equipped with Blizzard's version of the lightsaber. Now, there's been a few of these in the game, of course. There was one, a blue one, you could get from a Eastern Plaguelands quest. Of course, that quest doesn't exist anymore. But you can get one that drops off a boss in Slave Pen, so easy to farm. It's off the first boss, Spellfire Sword, I believe. I use this on my rogue. If you want the orangey one, I'm afraid you are stuck trying to find the epic bind on equip one. You might find it on the auction house for a ridiculous price, but that is still a world drop, I believe, from sort of vanilla era. So have a little look out for that. And the final bit of Christmas related commentary before I do my Christmas message in a week's time will be not impressed with my first Christmas as Horde. We clearly get a substandard tree. Have a look at this. Look at the nice lush green alliance tree in my alliance garrisons. Now look at this dry brown thing we have in Frostfire. And there's me thinking Blizzard were fans of the Horde and they give us substandard equipment like this. But there you go. That's just what we have to put up with. So yeah, so all I would say is just if you are on progress, try and get the current. If you've been on it if you've only just started on it, all right, fine. Just do what you can until the holiday is over. If you've been working on it a little while, try and give it a bit of an old push, because you really don't want to be close to a kill and then holiday comes around and all of a sudden 10 of your raiders aren't going to be there each time. That's bad. And in the meantime, I'm just going to have to think of something else to do. I'm going to make some more content for the website, and I'm going to cause trouble on forums. And I'm also going to enjoy my wine. I'll be putting out a few other videos as well, of course. But until next time, I'll see you later.